Hello Pisces, welcome back to Intuitive Garden Tarot. I pre-shuffled an oracle card just to get a sense for your reading today, and what came up was rest in the earth element. Tune into this image and see how it resonates for you, what your own intuition tells you. And this is in the earth element. Underneath it says, slow down. Connect to nature. Calm your system. That's really appropriate for everyone, not just you, Pisces, but this message is specifically reminding you that there is so much going on in and around us, energetically, physically, physiologically. Our nerve systems are really taking in a lot of electrical charge, and I mean that in the literal sense. Please check out Stefan Burns on YouTube here. He gives a great description of the plasma energy from the sun, how it affects us, how it affects the ionosphere, how it affects the weather, how it affects the earth. Really, he does a great job. And what I'm getting is that you really need to honor that and ground your energy. When we don't, it takes the form of anxiety, panic attacks, stress, sleeplessness, difficulty digesting, difficulty even extracting nutrients from our food when we're so lit up in our circuitry. Let's put it that way. So I'm using the Starlight Tarot deck in blue for your message here today, Pisces. And let's see what the detailed message is for my Pisces friends. Remember to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. If you have, thank you so much. And let me know in the comments where you're watching from. Thank you so much to my international viewers. I really appreciate you all, as well as my domestic viewers. I get less feedback from those in the United States, so please let me know where you're watching from. I'd love to hear from you. All right, message for Pisces. Here we go. Six of Pentacles, Five of Swords, Eight of Pentacles, the Death card, Four of Pentacles, the Devil, and Seven of Pentacles. All right, a lot of earth energy here, which is even what started off here. Very much she's in the forest hugging a tree just to ground and calm her system. That is literally available to you, and that literally works. Trees are so deeply rooted and grounded into the earth, and even just putting your hand on a tree or acknowledging, looking at the trees around you outside. Hopefully you have an area to take an extended walk. If you're in a more urban area, this still applies. I know even on the streets of New York City they have trees, and this even works with a house plant, just to feel into that rooted energy and let that imprint into you. You can mirror that, if that makes sense. Meditating and grounding is obviously very effective, but not everybody does that, and sometimes we need more than that, and this is a really simple fix. So a lot of earth energy showing up here. In the recent past, we have the Eight of Pentacles. You've been very focused on your work, your productivity, doing one thing at a time. And I'm getting, for some of you, your work might actually be so demanding that you have not had a lot of time to connect with your cosmic energy, with the earth energy. Maybe you've been working harder than you want to, or hopefully that means harder than you need to. Sometimes we don't feel we have a choice, and I get that too. And I'm hearing strike while the iron is hot. something you're focused on is ripe to be productive right now for you or for someone or something in some way. Yes, back to actual career work, or maybe it's internal work in your own spiritual development and growth, personal growth. But it might be that the situation or the atmosphere in your energy field in your life is really ripe right now to focus on something that you've been chipping away at. And with the Six of Pentacles, this is telling me that you're bringing something into balance. So maybe you had to put in extra hours or get a second job or something to pay off a debt or to help somebody else, children, those in need, friends, family. There might be a legal situation or, again, like I said, a debt that you want to get off your back and you're really focused on clearing that. And that's been taking a lot of your energy right now. Now the Five of Swords following that is mental energy, communication. There might be some relationships or parts of yourself that have been missing out with this focus on this one thing or this one goal of yours that you've been working hard at. And it might have some impact on your other relationships. I'm feeling like some are wanting to connect and communicate with you, and they're feeling like you haven't been available or you're not available right now. And you might not necessarily realize that. Or perhaps you feel you've been available, you've been communicating, but maybe more matter-of-factly and less from a place of connecting. And the Death card at the heart of this reading is talking about a long process of transformation taking place here. And in this deck in particular, the characters in the front to me represent a family or a community, if not a biological family. I'm getting that some of you literally have been or are going through a legal separation or divorce, and it's requiring more effort towards finances and meeting daily needs. And something's changing here for some of you in your family dynamic. And children or a child is a strong focus. Providing for, taking care of, protecting children. For some of you, this might be a bigger scale of actually working with children in need and working very hard to see that their needs are being met. Wow, this is heavy, and it's coming through as potentially orphaned children, refugees who have been literally having to face death in some way. Actual death of people, that's very rare that comes through with a death card. Now let's tune into the Four of Pentacles in the near future, or the outcome of this energy. This is sitting in a place of stability. Again, you might be taking on or aware of children and or adults being displaced from where they live. I know a lot of that is in the news, and that might be really getting to you in your mental energy. On a different note, this is reminding you to be mindful of your spending right now, and to keep it reeled in. Stick to what's essential. Excuse me. And I'm also getting that for some of you, you really believe and equate security with financial security, and that might be your drive and your push to put a lot of focus on your productivity and your finances. But I'm hearing that is not a guarantee of stability and security, and yeah, especially if you're worried about the financial system, with the Devil card here next to it. There's something here about not feeling empowered, feeling manipulated, or like you don't have control over your own destiny. And you might have been spinning your wheels hard to try to gain that control with some kind of financial endeavor. And the Seven of Pentacles with further clarification. Look at the expression on this character's face. Here he is tending to his crops, and there's that whole galactic experience behind him that he's not tuned into, and he's very much looking into the physical, earthly experience here in the way that we've all known it and been conditioned to relate to it in terms of work, productivity, and that's how your needs are met, and that is success. And so some of you might be coming to the conclusion or pondering if it's been worth it, if it has paid off for the amount of effort you've been putting in. Now these two cards in particular, look at the shining, brightly shining stars in the background. That really caught my attention, and this is the Starlight Tarot. There are stars on every card to some extent or another in the background. Even here, I mentioned really focused on your work, not necessarily the other stuff going on. However, other stuff is going on, and I'm feeling that you're being invited to look into connecting to a higher power, a higher source of fulfillment and abundance. I hope this is making sense for you, Pisces. Okay, let's get an oracle card here to tie this together for you. If you haven't already watched the earlier videos from September, October, the general readings, the readings for your star, your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising, you will get more information from those readings, and that information is still very potent right now. There's a lot of speed as well as a lot of backlog of the energy, if you will. So more and more change and shift is occurring, but that'll also create a bit of a traffic pileup in our energy fields if we're not terribly grounded or focused on how to let that energy move through us and not get stuck. This too can be stuck energy here, the devil energy, things not moving, even though we're trying and really working at something. It might just feel painfully slow or painfully disappointing in the return. Okay, Pisces. One more. Seems everybody's having a time of it from all the readings I've been doing today so far. Loyalty. I know you've gotten this one before. Sweet dog. And underneath it says trusting, reliability, believing. So what have you been loyal to? Have you been loyal to, like I said, our long-standing program beliefs of how to take care of yourself, how to be productive, how to be responsible? You're being asked now to trust and believe in some of the unseen truths and be loyal to yourself first and foremost. What is your truth? What is your deepest inner truth and inner guidance telling you or showing you right now? I think some of you might have an idea if you've already been in a place or if you soon will be in a place of just contemplating if your efforts have been worth it, or if the way you've been going about things has been productive. Maybe it has. Maybe you've accumulated enough security that you're in a place where you can just sit now and take a breather, but there's still some kind of reflection going on here. And you're being asked again to trust the process. Reliability tells me you are reliable. You're reliable. Maybe people are relying on you to support them financially. But believing that maybe there's a way to do that that might not be so draining. That could be more fulfilling. I really hope this resonates and that you find some direction or peace from this message. And again, you're not alone. We're all having a time of things right now, but we will get through it. We have to trust and believe that, right? Okay, my friends, until next time, take care.